Rachel Lee. Rachel Lee.
Contest chair and fellow Toastmasters, this morning we heard an incredibly riveting speech by Sylvia documenting her experience of taking care of her ingenious nephew or niece, Alicia. So this speech I thought was very engaging and relatable as someone who has babysat many rebellious children and many curious children as well. First off, I identified 3 areas and skills that I feel like Sylvia really excelled in. And I'd like to go through them and flesh them out in detail so we can pick apart and kind of learn from her speech specifically. So first, I immediately noticed how Sylvia really sprinkled in a sense of humor throughout her speech. There were moments when she described her niece Alicia as almost possessed and with heavy breathing and lots of different moments that caused the audience to laugh. And I feel like this was a great, And I think this caused the audience to really engage and relate with the experience as well. Secondly, I noticed vocal dynamics were something that Sylvia really excelled in. She employed a lot of vocal variety and drew out different moments with the intensity in her pacing and voice. I think there were some moments where she built up situations and kind of caused the described Alicia's experience in certain ways that really drew people in. And lastly, I think the strongest skill set was that she bookended her speech by referencing the grocery store incident at both the beginning as well as at the end of her speech, and showing how she applied her practice of deep breathing and staying calm while wanting to throw a loaf of bread at an individual. So I thought that was a great way of her just illustrating and employing some of the skills that she was teaching upon all of us. Now, as great as the speech was, there's always room for improvement, in my opinion. And one area I would challenge Sylvia in is slowing down the pace of her speech. This is something I also struggle with, but some moments to me felt a little bit rushed and could be, drawn out a little bit more. And I think some instances of this would be in Alicia's anger in the car incident specifically. And that sort of possession that Alicia was in maybe could be punctuated with some more pauses and breaks to sort of build out that moment. I would also recommend calling out Alicia's wisdom earlier, or the moral or lesson of the speech, with little subtle hints, maybe little teasers at the beginning. I think that could have been a good way to give some direction to the speech, so people would know where the speech is going and where it's headed. Oftentimes I was left wondering about the direction and the ultimate goal of the speech, so I think some subtle hints at the beginning could be a good addition. But overall, I believe Sylvia is off to an excellent start with her speech. I think implementing some minor adjustments like pacing, as well as calling out some of the CTAs and wisdom a little bit earlier, will encourage more people to slow down, breathe, and move along. So, thank you very much.